Hello guys, welcome to another detailed sewing tutorial on this channel, Sewing with Damara. In this tutorial, you'll be learning how to make this gorgeous double bubble dress exactly as you can see it on your screen. This dress is so pretty. I'm definitely going to make this for myself in another color, but that's by the way. If you'd like to know how to go about the making of this dress, make sure you keep on watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Like this tutorial, it helps and encourages this channel a lot. Share this to family and friends you know will be interested in tutorials like this. And lastly, turn on your post notifications so you always get notified when I put out a new tutorial every week. Now grab your fabrics and let's get started. These are the fabrics I'll be using to make this dress. This is a double bubble dress, which means you're going to be cutting the upper part of the dress in a flare, the lower part like a balloon or bubble skirt, and then we are going to join them together to make a gown. With me here, I have 2 yards of lining, and then I have 3 yards of crepe fabric. I'll advise you get 3.5 or even 4 yards of fabric is perfectly okay. Now we are going to proceed to cut out the upper part first, and then we'll cut out the lower parts and join them together. So first, you're going to fold your fabric into 2. What I have here is 3 yards of fabric. So I'm going to fold this into 2 first like this, and then I'm going to fold this in a bias form. So you can see exactly how I did that. Make sure you arrange this properly and there are no folds on your fabric. We'll be doing a simple calculation here to aid us in the cutting, nothing too complicated. So to cut this, we'll be using the 180-degree formula, which is 3.14. So you're going to get your bust measurement and you're going to add 4 inches to that. The reason why we are adding 4 inches is because we folded this into 2 and then folded it in a bias. 1 inch is going to be for extra ease or sewing allowance at the side. If you don't understand this, you're going to get it further in the tutorial. So my bust measurement is 40 inches plus 4 inches. That leaves me with 44 inches. Now whatever you get here, you're going to divide that by 3.14. And for me, I have 14.01, approximately 14 inches. Now, whatever you get, you're going to mark it from the top of your fabric downwards. First of all, I'm just going to secure the sides of my fabric with pins so it stays in place. From the top of my fabric, I'm marking down 14 inches and I'm going to connect it together. This line I just marked here is going to serve as the chest line, okay? And you already know that we mark our bust measurements on the chest line. So you're going to divide your actual bust measurement by 4. Mine is 40. Divided by 4, I have 10 inches. And you can see that I have extra 1 inch left here. This is the reason why we added that extra 4 inches. It allows enough space for you. So I'm going to label this the chest line. To get the halter neck effect, go up from this point by 5 inches. Then you're going to measure from the tip of your fabric to that point. I have 9 inches, and then you're going to mark across and connect it together exactly like I'm doing here. On this line now, you're going to mark the wideness of your neckline. I'm marking 3 inches, but if you don't want yours to be as bold as mine, you can make it 2 inches or even 2.5 inches. From this point now, I'm going to connect it into what I have there on the chest line to get my halter neckline. To ensure that this is not tight around the armhole area, make sure you come down from this point by 1 or 1.5 inch. You can even do 2 inches. I'm going to still connect it down to that point. That is it for this side for now. The next thing we are going to do is to get the length of the upper bubble. The upper bubble rests around the hip area. So you're going to get your shoulder to your hip measurement. Mine is 28 inches. And you're going to be adding extra inches to that to give that full bubble effect. So I'll be adding 10 inches to 28 inches. And that is going to give me 38 inches. Now at this point, I just felt like 38 inches was too much. So I decided to reduce this to 7 inches. So I'm adding 7 inches to my shoulder to hip measurements and I have 35 inches. To mark that, you're going to place your chest line measurement on the chest line there. My chest line is 8.5. If you don't know how to get yours, I'll be leaving a formula on the screen on how to calculate your chest line. So mine is 8.5 and I'm placing 8.5 there at the chest line and I'm going to mark 35 inches all round. You guys, while editing this, I just realized that I actually have enough fabric down there to cut flare for the lower part of my balloon skirt, but that's by the way. Then I'm going to cut this out here. For the opening around the neckline, you are going to go in from this point by 1/2 inch and then connect it into what you have there on the chest line. You can also decide to slit open from the neckline down to the chest line without having to go in by 1/2 inch. Whichever one you choose to do is perfectly okay. I still have one side folded here, so I'm just going to slit that open to separate the front and the back. For those of you that like open back, if you want yours to have an open back, all you need to do is, after you separate it, one of them should start at your waistline. If you need guidance on how to go about this, I have a tutorial on my channel about a circle dress, and I'm going to be putting the link in the description box. Make sure you go ahead and cut out a facing for this. Let's proceed to cut out the lower part. So because I don't have enough main fabric to cut out on a flare, what I decided to do was to cut my lining in a flare, and then I'm going to cut my main fabric straight. That way I'm still going to have that flare effect. So I already folded my lining here in a flare. No need to fold it into two before you fold in a flare, okay? Just fold it in a bias form. So we'll also be doing a little calculation here. You're going to get your waist measurement. Mine is 30, and you're going to multiply that by 2.5 or 3 inches. Doing that, I have 75 inch, and whatever you get, you're going to divide it by 3.14. So that leaves me with 23.8 inches. I'm just going to approximate that to 24 inches. From the tip of my fabric, I'm going to mark down 24 inches and connect together. To determine how long the lower part of your dress will be, you're going to take your shoulder to hip measurement. Mine is 28 inches. Now forget that extra inches you added for the front. That was for the bubble effects. Make sure you're using your actual shoulder to hip measurement here. And from that point, you're going to mark the remaining length of your dress. So the remaining length of my dress is about 38 inches. But because this is the lining, I'm going to be taking out 2 inches. At this point, I realized that I had enough fabric at the lower part of my flare here. So I decided to still bring down my measurement. To do that, instead of multiplying this by 2.5, I'm going to multiply my waist measurement by 3 inches. And that will give me 90 divided by 3.14. That will give me 28. So I'm just repeating the same thing here, okay? From the tip of my fabric, I'll mark down 28 inches. Then place my shoulder to hip measurement there and mark out the length of the lower part. This is the lining, so I'm taking out 2 inches, of course. And you guys, at this point, I want to warn you, the lower part of my dress came out really short. If you don't want yours to be as short as mine, please go ahead and add extra inches to yours, about 3 inches. So after cutting out the lining, I'm going to notch the midpoint. Then I'll be cutting out the main fabric. To cut out the main fabric, I've folded my fabric here. I'm just going to fold and fold until it fits into my table. I'll rule a starting line here, and I'll also place my shoulder to my hip measurement at that starting line. So the length of my lower part is 39 inches. I'm going to mark that and cut. So you guys, at this point I was like, let me even check the length of this, and it is 11. That is very short. Don't make yours as short as mine, no, unless you are comfortable wearing that. So I realized I still have enough fabric here, so I'm just going to still use that and trim what I have here. You guys, I cut out the entire 3 yards, which means if I have 2 here, that is like 6 yards in total. So I'm going to join this together at the ends with a stitch. For the upper part, I've gone ahead to cut out the facing just like I said, and this is what I have. Place it right sides facing each other like this. And you're going to stitch this down around the side here and then around the sides. I'll be doing the same thing for the front and back. After stitching it down, make sure that you make a notch around your stitch and you trim down the excess so that when you turn it over to the right side, it's going to be easy to press it down to lay flat. Now you're going to bring the front and the back together and you're going to stitch it down at the sides using your seam allowance. Now for the lower part, I have my lining here. I'm just going to fold that into two to fit into the screen. For the main fabric, I've already run a loose stitch on one end here and I'm going to gather it to fit into what I have on the lower part of my lining. So after gathering it to fit, this is what I have. Now I'm going to run a stitch to secure it together using 1/2 inch seam allowance. You can see here that I have joined the front and the back of the upper part together. So we are just going to keep this aside for now and finish the lower part. So after sewing this together, I'm just going to turn this over to the right side. And this is what I have. Now we are going to close up the ends of this. And to do this, you're going to place it fabric to fabric and lining to lining, just like I'm doing here. And you're going to stitch it down using 1/2 inch seam allowance. After doing that, turn this way. And you're going to run a loose stitch on your fabric and gather it to fit into what you have on the upper part of your lining. Then stitch it down to the lining, just exactly like we did for the lower part. After doing that, this is what I have. Hey, look at how short my skirt is. At this point, I was just scared that will I be able to wear this? Don't make yours as short as mine, unless you're comfortable wearing it though. Now what we are going to do here is to attach the upper and the lower part together, and obviously the upper part is way bigger, so you are going to run a loose stitch at this down part and gather it to fit into what you have on the lower part. So after gathering it, what you're going to do now is to take what you have on the lower part here and wear it over the upper part, exactly like I'm doing here. Make sure to arrange it properly and pin it down all around, and make sure that the upper and lower part fit, then stitch it down together. We'll be attaching an elastic band to this area here to bring it together. For the elastic, to know how many inches you need, is sitting around the hip areas. I'll be using my waist measurement, which is 30 inches. You can decide to just use your waist measurement because this does not sit exactly at the waist. That way, it's going to sit perfectly on your lower waist area. So to attach this to the dress, you're just going to place it above the first stitch you have here and stitch it all around. Make sure that while you are stitching, you are dragging this so it fits into the fabric. And this is what we have after doing that. The last thing we are going to do now is to insert the band around the neckline. And I've gone ahead to cut out my band here on fold. And how long it is, I have about 56 inches. I cut this using 2 inches on fold. I close up the ends and then I went ahead to fold in 1/2 inch. And what I have left here is 1.5 inch. So you're going to get the midpoint. This is going to be your guide. So from that point you marked, you're going to place one side of your neckline, pin it down, bring the other side of your neckline, pin it down. After you place the front neckline, for the back from this point, you're going to mark 7 inches. Mark it on the other side of the band. You're going to turn it like this and you're going to insert your back from that point, your back neckline from that point. I'll repeat the same thing here. I'll mark 7 inches from this point. I'll turn it this way and I'm going to put my back neckline from that point. So what you do here simply is to stitch it down at the end of the band all the way to the end. So I'm done doing that here. All I have to do now is to weave the rough edges of my dress, give it a good press, and we are good to go. And our gorgeous double bubble dress is ready. There's just something about this dress. I don't know how to explain it. Like I said, I'm definitely making this for myself in another color. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope this tutorial was really helpful. I can't wait for you guys to recreate and share on the community tab. I'll definitely be seeing you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.